vibers. I am Mindy and I'm living intentionally. And I invite you all to be present with me here now. Thank you for joining me. I today on this Sunday have fortune to receive information to pass along, and I am I had first sleep, and I'm not staying on track with orating and being a presenter. That is difficult for me to do. I have to be pedaling the bike really fast in order to not fall over, generally. So what I'm going to do is read to you, and so it is. So I saw on my Facebook page something that provoked thought. And I had the thought and I shared the thought, and then I thought, oh, this would be good to share with other people, like my vibers. Hi, vibers. I've missed you. So it was a post, and it is via Sabrine Dom, via Higher Vibes. Higher Vibes, maybe that's the group. Sabrine Dom is a person, I'm thinking. It was in that order: Sabrine Dom, Higher Vibes. I'm not adept at using Facebook or any social media, so perhaps I'm incorrect. I'm just trying to give credit where credit is due. This is, someone said this, and then I don't think, because it's a photo thing, I can't copy and paste it, but it is almost word for word this, and if it's not, then I apologize, Sabrine Dom, if these are your words and I'm mucking up your words. When someone tries to trigger you by insulting you or being irritating, take a deep breath and switch off your ego. Remember that if you are easily offended, then you are easily manipulated. Let's run that back again, because we've got time, kids. When someone tries to trigger you by insulting you or being irritating, take a deep breath and switch off your ego. Take a deep breath and switch off your ego. Maybe some of you are not even aware that ego is something that can be switched off. That is the power of breath, my friend. Remember that if you are easily offended, then you are easily manipulated. There's that two sides to one coin thing. And so in reply to that, I'll do it one more time. When someone tries to trigger you by insulting you or being irritating, take a deep breath and switch off your ego. Remember that if you are easily offended, then you are easily manipulated. Okay. So to that I said, I tell you, it's not all that impressive how I came to be, who I am, how I am, what I am. I've just always been hyper aware of power, basically. Operating from the I am at such a young age, I could not keep from knowing that power cannot be taken, only given. Given unwittingly by way of manipulation. But so it is that slaver is slave, one and the same. Okay. I'm going to say that again. I tell you, it's not all that impressive how I came to be, who I am, how I am, what I am. I've just always been hyper aware of power, basically. Operating from the I am at such a young age, I could not keep from knowing that power cannot be taken, only given. Given unwittingly by way of manipulation. But so it is that slaver is slave, one and the same. Okay, so I'm sort of looking at this now. I have something else written, but I'm looking at this now and I'm wondering how how translatable is this. I am not sure what from that statement that I've made needs extrapolation. But in reading over it, here is what I had to say in addition. So for Facebook, keep it simple, stupid. Like us, like I am speaking to my audience, to like minds, and I am doing it in a palatable way, I think, because on Facebook I am just like, well, that's what immediately, like everything I just had to say, like that's immediately what came to me. It just like spit right out of me. And so like that was my contribution. But then in like donning the donning the mantle of YouTuber, and in communicating with my vibers, I allow myself more freedom to be weird or off-putting or misinterpreted, because I feel like this is a format in which misinterpretation can and does get cleared up, and I don't feel that happens on Facebook so much. Like I've said before and I'll say again, Facebook can be very, very toxic unless you curate it very carefully. So that's a treacherous garden full of all kinds of poison plants, but you know what? It can be beautiful if you're very careful about where you step. Anyway, so here's my add-on to operating from the I am at such a young age. Operating from the I am at such a young age, I could not keep from knowing that power cannot be taken, only given. So as I'm reading this back, I'm like, what? Are people on my Facebook even gonna understand that? And like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to now substantiate like why the idea expanded, but I really don't need to, because it is all I can do to keep the ball from rolling down the hill and becoming a magnificent snowman. So, Operating from the I am at such a young age, I could not keep from knowing that power cannot be taken, only given. This because a push in the direction of power, the idea of power, nets a whole lot of information, and it goes far away from self, and it goes deep, and it gets disturbing. And if you don't burn up in the light of knowing, it's a hefty expansion pack installation that comes online immediately and is an immutable truth to you. Or to me. I can only speak from my experience. And I'm only now like just getting the hang of using words to pass these experiences from my distant past. I mean, we're talking like 5 or 6 years old. I'm talking about like something that happened so long ago that words, I was not equipped with words in order to store that information or pass that information along, share that experience with anyone, obviously. So I'm trying I'm providing like more of that. Anyway, I don't know. I can't do that. It's like a hefty expansion pack installation that comes online immediately and is an immutable truth to me. I've heard of Akashic records, tree of knowledge, wisdom of elders or ancients, but my experiences have me describing futuristic occurrences. And that's what I like. And before I said, but my experiences have me describing futuristic occurrences, I was like trying to describe like what I mean by saying my experiences have me describing futuristic occurrences, because that's a weird thing to say, I'm pretty sure. So there's a tube of information. Consciousness streams into the top of the head, and it's a channel that can be narrowed or widened. It's like a river or a waterfall flowing down. And in the moments of knowing, in these moments of knowing, like what I just said, the expansion pack installation immediately online and an immutable truth, that is a moment of knowing. In the moments of knowing, I follow that tube, traveling up it, moving along it. But this happens instantaneously, like a jolt of electricity. You've heard it before and you'll hear it again. As the question is asked, so is the answer known. This happens instantaneously, like a jolt of electricity, as if my consciousness is a bolt of lightning striking source. Gravity is relative to ground. I did not ground here in time-space. This is a great effort and achievement that I can maintain this physical form. And that's all I have written. So maybe that's all I should say is what I have written. Maybe like running it past myself, something is better delivered. I feel like this is where I would open up the floor to discussion and do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, is this vocabulary that you're familiar with? And is it vocabulary that you've heard before and you contextually wherever you heard it from, you had an idea of how to use that vocabulary, and I'm presenting a different idea of how to use that vocabulary. I'm just interested in if anybody even understands the words. Don't anybody understand the words? And nobody understand the words that are coming at your mouth. Sorry. I mean, I'm sorry, not sorry. I love the Rush Hour movies. They are great. Probably my favorite is Rush Hour 2. But I don't know. Now, did I think I already sent that. Did I just accidentally delete it? Let's see here. No, okay, this is... I titled it Thoughts on Power and Manipulation. Yeah, so what did I just talk about? I talked about speaking from the I am. I talk about what I'm talking about, like 5 or 6 years old, like that, like that's the initial time that's when I remember just like consciousness catapulting just way out, like, oh, like there I am, there I go, there goes the earth. I mean, it's just like that. It's just whoa. I mean, you're just jettisoned from your body, like what you want to know you can't contain while you're in this form. So let's just remove that filter. But the yeah, that I think that when you hear when someone is like, "Oh, go with your gut feeling," like, what does your intuition tell you? Like, the first thing is what you really want. I think that is a like well accepted modern recognition, modern layman, zero spiritualistic recognition of you're asking questions that you have the answers to. So that's funny because like answers get kind of like locked inside because there's all of these. I call them filters. I don't know. I think filters is what says it best. But it filters are the contribution from ego. It certainly serves us to be able to turn that off for a minute and be in the present without filters. Labels come with filters. So labels are something that you have, that you do, that you identify with, subscribe to, or cling to desperately when you are operating from ego. So apparently ego is right, and what is left? I don't know. I like never look left. I feel like I like never look left, and I don't know. For my physical disability, like my nerve damage is most severe on the right side. So like something that seems to be like a way that translates for some reason is that the right side of my body is more muscular than the left side of my body. Like the right side of my body is engaged in spasming, pain, engaged. The right side of my body is engaged because of the peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral to what? Why do I have it? We don't know. They don't know. They don't care to find out so far. And then I think that that creates an imbalance that I have to deal with. But I went left for a long time. I looked left for a long time, like like not even acknowledging ego, but um power feeds ego, and the as and like it's not that like I don't like I'm like okay, like I just said like okay, cuz I was just like just a tube of information and 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 the physical, like the human brain can only do so many thoughts at once. You can only perceive so many frames per second, so I don't know why you want it faster. Like I don't know why. I don't know why you're pushing for that. But you can only perceive so much. And I'm I'm uh I'm it's just such a wide, it's just so like chunk. I'm just like I I need to choose one of those labels and take that hat and put that hat on and make that hat filter out all the other things so I can like talk about like one thing and focus on like one perspective, and I'm just like it's just all at once. So I'm like and it's also overwhelming, but um like the other thing is that like it's overwhelming. It's an overwhelming amount of information, but then there's other things that I talk about that are like overwhelming in that they are crazy sounding, and and there's I believe I believe malware. I believe malware. And 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 when I try to talk about things that are my immutable truths, something happens in my physical self that makes it not compatible with my mind space. And that, do you hear the neutrality in that? I did say malware. I didn't say like like read between the lines of everything I could have said, everything you might think, thought manipulation, we're puppets on strings and we don't feel a thing. But neutrality, there is an incompatibility with my human body and my consciousness. My human body just seems to be saying no. I got too excited. I tripped a wire. it's really comforting. Oh, I might cry. It's really comforting. Like, thank you for letting me be here, letting me be here unfiltered. On the internet, just on the internet. Thank you for allowing me to be on your internet, um, unfiltered and unedited. But like, this is this is something that happens like IRL, where like, oh, having engaging conversation with me, like you might be having engaging conversation with me, and then all of a sudden it's like now I can't even have any conversation. I'm I'm something seems wrong. But this is the reality. This is what it looks like. Like, I don't want you to feel ripped off. I don't want you to feel swindled or fooled. That's why I'm doing this. Because it's not a put on. It's not a scam. It's not an act. Neither of it. Like, that articulate, intelligent, aware I am. And I am also this. It's both sides. You take both when you take one. You can look at what's on the other side, or you cannot look at what's on the other side, but this is somehow the choice that was made. Somehow. But yep, I'm still working on getting over it being embarrassing to me because I I'm so off-putting. I other people other people have communicated that I am so off-putting. Like, I don't know, like I have to pedal all my fastest, otherwise I fall over on the bike. That means I have to be flapping something because I'm struggling to fly when there's only water and I will drown. Okay. I want to put my kitty ears on before. I think these are my new comfortable kitty ears, but I don't know. If it's metal, then it can be more comfortable, because I had a pair that was really good, but it wasn't fuzzy, and I really liked that. It was just wire, and was wrapped with like a paper type of thing. Like, I was like, so like, don't get them wet, but they're like a little bit water resistant, not proof, but a little bit water resistant. And so I would wear them, and they disappeared from my life for somehow, which is very unusual, and that speaks to the lack of awareness and ability to control my own fate and keep track of even just the few accessories on my person in states of mind influenced, impacted, deleterious medication. Those kitty ears, like, I lost those kitty ears, and that's like only cause medication. Only cause medication could I ever. Like, so I'm really happy that this Halloween, these are fuzzy, but it's not like flocking, that you put the paste, and then like it's a different kind of thing, and it's maybe a little bit smaller than my kitty ears that I lost, but I like these kitty ears. I want them to be my comfy kitty ears. I think maybe lots of ears that I wear would be comfy, but they don't go in the right place for comfort, because glasses. So if I have to have my glasses on, then I don't have the uh tolerance to the the headband on my head.